Welcome back, Wolfpack Verlis here. We have a battle with Liza for much fun, I can only imagine, because, I mean, we have an Arbok and a Volbeat, and I'm also a huge fan of Weavile. This is kind of cool. The opponent, I didn't get a good look at the opponent's team. I was too excited looking at the team that Liza's bringing. Clefable Volcarona. Okay, so that's going to kind of want to set up and kind of want to take care of setup, but with the Smeargle, you know, Weavile isn't a really good support. I'm thinking yes, because that's going to be some good fake out coverage. Smeargle with the fake out as well. I don't see the double fake out too much. Normally you want to use one fake out to set up the Dark Pulse, but I'm not going to question if it's on Fan Fridays. We always have to see where this is going to go. Most of the health is restored for leftover Smeargle. I guess just buying time for that Moody boost, gaining accuracy, and losing evasion. Well, that's not what you want. And it flings its King's Rock. This is a double paralysis team. Or not paralysis, double flinch team. So, that is awesome. Like, I've been kind of looking into Pokemon, you know, flinging King's Rock for like a double flinch kind of idea. My main idea was Hawlucha. Hawlucha, instead of using Fake Out, it can at least throw a King's Rock, get a pseudo Fake Out, and then go for Sky Drops for more pausing on the opponent. So you effectively get to guarantee Breaking Sash on one Pokemon, because like you get to hit both, so if you find out which one has it, that works into your favor. Smeargle is going to gain defense. It did get that Dark Void going with that extra King's Rock support. And then Weavile is going to Thief and then snatch up the leftovers. I mean, is it going to throw out the Fling again? Because that'd be hilarious. If it's like, I'm going to take your item and then destroy it to use it against you. Entrainment is also going to give Weavile Moody on top of Pickpocket. So I don't think Thief is needed with Pickpocket. You just have anything that makes contact, right? Anyway. Weavile's Moody is now making its attack. Well, that's game right there. It just gained attack, so that's pretty broken. And Moody is going to also make it to where Smeargle now is defense, special defense, but no evasion pretty much. It just lost so much. And it's going to be a King's Shield for Smeargle. Protecting itself. Weavile going for that Thief again. And that is going to be monstrous damage, but the Weavile does get burned. I don't know, this is just kind of crazy. So Volcarona's going to wake up for the Heat Wave. Oh, that's going to be Weavile going down, because we know it doesn't have Sash. It just snatched the leftovers. Oh, never mind. It might survive this one. Because, yeah, leftovers at the end is going to heal it up enough, and then Burn isn't going to be enough after that leftovers heal. That's kind of ridiculous. And there's Weavile's Moody. So, it's another attack boost? Oh, man. That is not what the opponent needed. I think Weavile has one more turn, as long as it doesn't take damage. Smeargle going for the double King Shield, and Thief to finish off the Volcarona. So, even with the burn, still doing a decent amount of damage, so that's kind of canceling it out. Minimize! Oh, Clefable wants to set up. So we do have good defenses on the Smeargle. I guess Smeargle doesn't want to switch out, doesn't really have too many more options. Leftovers are going to come in. Burn is going to reduce Weavile to 2 hit points, but it does make it to where Weavile's Moody going to raise its speed. So now it's untouchable. Oh, it loses an attack point though. So that means I think it's at 1.25 times its attack. Plus 3 with the burn. So it's still doing a little more damage. Here comes Kangaskhan. I think that's why Smeargle wanted to stay in. It's like, you know what? We can finish off Volcarona. We don't need to switch out just yet, because we can still use Dark Void. And our defenses are ridiculous, so we'll be fine. I'm being Smeargle right now. And I think that that's going to work. So Fake Out onto Weavile is going to finish off Weavile. The Fake Out onto Weavile might have been unnecessary because it's going down to burn, but I guess you don't want it wreaking too much havoc. And Smeargle, again, super stacked on those defenses right now. And that's going to be a Dark Void. So Clefable goes back to sleep. Even, I think that Smeargle accuracy boost actually helps, because that means, you know, Dark Void's going to have a very small chance of missing. And it did help against the Minimize. So Smeargle, hey, Smeargle gains evasion, and it loses special attack. So now Smeargle's at neutral evasion, and what's Volbeat going? Like, where's the KO potential? Volbeat with the Psych Up. It has defenses, so you're pretty much playing random Psych Up with the Entrainment. So now it's a Moody instead of Prankster. So use that Psych Up to get the Prankster, and then get stats from Moody. I wonder if it just sits on Tail Glow. Like, it's the one that gets Tail Glow, right? That way it can get some form of ridiculous stats. Nothing really too negative on the Smeargle, you know. I think it lost some offenses at some point, but it's looking good. Oh, the accuracy gain. So now, actually, we're looking at +4 accuracy, I believe. And Smeargle, you know, accuracy gain is going to really help on the minimize right here. And Dark Void, is it going to land onto the Clefable? Game says yes. Kangaskhan hasn't been able to do too much about that yet. Kangaskhan is already asleep. Staying fast asleep right there. And Volbeat, that's the Tail Glow. So Volbeat's setting up for the sweep as well. And he's like, you know what? I'm untouchable at this point. Drastic special attack boost. I think he only lost one, so he's at +2 technically on the Tail Glow. I wasn't paying attention because, you know, that's something you don't pay attention to all the time. But Volbeat's Moody going to give it some attack and going to drop its defense. So at least it's still +1 on the defense. Smeargle's like, King Shield, I'm playing safe. I need to be here for Dark Void when needed. Kangaskhan wakes up, going to throw the Power Punch. Smeargle blocks the Power Punch, and then Kangaskhan loses attack. So instead of doubling its attack, it halves its attack, and that's going to be a Bug Buzz. Yeah, the +2-ish is not being a ridiculous amount of damage from the Volbeat, but I still feel like Volbeat is not taking damage from anyone. And the biggest threat right now is going to be that Clefable, because it's just getting minimized. So if you're getting hit it, bad things happen. Sucker Punch going to come in from the Kangaskhan. Remember, Kangaskhan's at -2, even if it's at neutral, not even doing half to Volbeat. And Smeargle's like, no, you get back to sleep, boy. Go back down, because now with all that accuracy boost, you know, Kangaskhan can't really avoid that sleep. And Volbeat with a second Bug Buzz. I would have gone for another Tail Glow, just try to max it out. You know that first one wasn't going to KO, but it did. Wow, so getting a low end and a high end on the damage spectrum. He wasn't even yellow and not getting the 2-hit KO. That was green 2-hit KO. Wow, alright, so the damage is there. Unless he gained special attack, I wasn't paying attention. So Smeargle's gaining speed now, losing special attack. Smeargle doesn't care. Volbeat's Moody now comes in, gaining attack, losing defense. So now its defenses aren't looking ridiculous. And Aegislash. Aegislash has something to say, so Smeargle's going to Dark Void and say, well, you don't get to say it. We don't get to see what kind of setup this Aegislash is going for, you know. Clefable fell asleep, and Aegislash fell asleep. So the minimize not doing too much for Clefable, because we are getting some pretty clutch setup right now. And Bug Buzz onto the Fairy type, not going to be very effective. Aegislash still asleep as well. I wonder what Volbeat's other moves are. Do we have, like, entrainment potential? It's got Tail Glow, it's got Bug Buzz. What's the other one? Because it does get walled out by Ghost type and Fairy type Pokemon. So special attack's going to raise, which means now we're looking at a huge amount of special attack. And Smeargle with the entrainment. Oh, there we go. That could start doing some things. So that's going to be Swords Dance setting up. Entrainment, nothing works on Aegislash. You cannot remove Aegislash's ability, unfortunately. So just a little note right there. But I mean, Volbeat, there we go. There's a Baton Pass. So I guess that's one of the key points of keeping Smeargle alive. So you get to Baton Pass all of those stats into an Arbok. Arbok has some attack, going to Intimidate, so now we lose a lot of power on that Aegislash, going down to only 1.5 boost. Smeargle's Moody is going to raise its evasion and drop its speed. So I think Smeargle's now like +1 on the evasion. It's lost it a lot and only gained it a couple times. So Dark Void going to put Aegislash back to sleep. The Smeargle has been entirely untouchable, and there's still threats being bounced around on the field all the time. So Aegislash going to try to make an offensive play here, but he's asleep. And since he did go for the Swords Dance, it means we do have physical Aegislash, probably one like Sacred Sword. Just remove that threat entirely. And Gunk Shot from the Arbok, that's how you kill a fairy. And I mean, if Arbok's sitting on Earthquake, then that means Aegislash is not going to have a good day. So Smeargle's Moody once again comes in, and accuracy drop, and Smeargle going to get withdrawn here. It's like Aegislash is asleep, he's barely set up. Volbeat's going to come in, and Volbeat can make some things happen. So that's going to be Aegislash throwing out the stance change right there. Fast asleep. And, I mean, are we going to see... Oh, Aqua Tail from the Arbok. So, Arbok going to throw out the damage. King Shield didn't work because it was asleep. So, just changing into the form. Not dropping any attack on the Arbok. And that's going to be a forfeit from the opponent because of a Volbeat, a double flinch Weavile, and a Smeargle that just said no to everything. That is a good setup right there. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I think that was a pretty cool Fan Fridays. Got some more coming up here in a bit.